Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Alana Palmer and I'm so glad you're here checking this out. Today we're talking about special occasion makeup. Special occasions are a great opportunity to kind of level up our beauty routine and in particular the makeup that we're wearing. It's maybe not something we would do every day, but a special occasion gives us an opportunity to do that. So with Valentine's Day just around the corner, I thought what a great opportunity for those of us who are interested to kind of try something new or different or give our look just something a little bit extra or special for the day. So we're going to go through a very basic but pretty and I would say pretty easy to do makeup look, and you can take from it what you like, maybe add your own twist and spin to it, but it gives you a base and a starting point. If you have questions, feel free to message me or reach out. I'm happy to answer them. But let's go ahead and dive in. Before I begin any makeup look, no matter how basic or extravagant, I always do my skincare because skin prep is so important in having your makeup look good, natural, last for as long as you need it to. So I have already done most of my skincare. As you can see, I still have my eye masks on. I'll take those off now and go ahead and apply an eye cream. And then I will also apply my sunscreen over top. So my skincare prior to this is not extravagant. It's a hydrating cleanser followed by a hydrating toner. And then right now I am using a hyaluronic acid serum. I like to play around with different things and then followed up with a moisturizer. So keeping it pretty basic right now. At times I will add or remove certain things just based on what I want to try and how my skin is feeling. So there's my eye cream. I'm going to go ahead and use my sunscreen and then I will dive into the makeup. I like to use a tinted sunscreen, but you can use any kind you like, whether it's mineral or chemical. Use whatever sunscreen is the one that feels most comfortable on your skin. After I've applied my sunscreen, I like to let it soak in for a few minutes, so I go ahead and do my eye makeup before I do anything else on my complexion. I always start with an eye primer. This just helps whatever eyeshadow you're going to put on over top. It just helps it last longer, prevents it from creasing. If you're someone like me who has oily lids, eyeshadow tends to crease. This prevents that from happening. And I find it helps your colors look more vibrant and like they do in the palette. Sometimes when you don't use an eyeshadow primer, I find when you apply the colors to your lid, they can tend to look muted, or you need to apply a lot of product to get the color that's actually in the palette. And the eyeshadow primer just makes it so that you get the color that you actually bought. After eyeshadow primer, I always apply a translucent setting powder. This just helps any eyeshadow I put over top blend really nicely. If you're not used to wearing eyeshadow on a regular basis, applying a really dark or smoky look can be a little bit too much. And it can just leave you feeling like you're wearing too much makeup or it's just a little bit over the top. So I am going to do a makeup look that is polished, but a little bit more subdued than a smoky look or glam. So this is something that would be really nice for going out to dinner, and there are ways you can jazz it up, but I'm going to use a fairly neutral palette. You can see those colors really pretty. They'll go with whatever you're wearing or any skin type as well. I'm going to start with a light color and sweep it on over my entire lid. You can go for a matte, or even this one has a satin finish, but you can go satin, metallic, shimmer, whatever works for you. I just like a light color over the entire lid. Next, I'm going to use a matte color. This one's fairly light. You can use a medium color too. And this goes to the outside of your lid, and I like to sweep it over the top as well, just to get a little bit more coverage out of this color. Using a fluffy blending brush for this makes the application really easy. With this palette, I'm going to work from lightest to darkest in the shades, so I'm going with the next darkest matte color, and this goes a little bit further to the outside edge and then again swept a little bit lower into the crease. As you can see, also on the eye, working from inside to out, keeping the darker colors to the outside and the lighter colors to the inside. I personally love a little shimmer or a metallic finish, so I'm going to go ahead and use this light metallic finish shadow and just put it on the inside corner of my lid and then just along my upper lash line. Finally, I'm going to use the darkest color and just very little of it in the outer corner of my eyelid. All that's left now is a little bit of light blending to make sure that everything melds together smoothly and there's no harsh lines or any differences, drastic differences between the colors. I'm going to do a little bit more with eyeshadow in a few minutes, but right now I'm going to switch gears. First, I'm going to do a little bit of tight lining, and then I'm going to move on to complexion makeup. So if you have watched any of my other makeup tutorials or videos, you know that I love tight lining. It's one of these techniques or things you can do that really adds pop to your eyes without looking heavy or overly made up. This is something that once you get the hang of it, it's great to do on a daily basis if you don't want an overly made up look. It's essentially lining the underneath of your upper lash line. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'll link a video below as well that has a little bit more detailed description on how to do it. As you can see, I angle the eyeliner pencil upwards and anchor my hand against my cheek. Let's move on to complexion or face makeup now. I like to keep face makeup pretty natural looking, not a lot of coverage if you don't need it, but really adding color and dimension where we need it to really just highlight our own natural beauty. I'm going to go ahead and start with a color correcting palette. I'm loving these palettes these days because you have a lot of variety and can tackle a lot of different issues without a whole bunch of different products. So I'm going to go ahead and use this salmon colored one for under my eyes to color correct a little bit of the darkness, and then the green one to counteract some of the redness in my complexion. I like to use my finger to apply these colors from the color correcting palette. I find the warmth from my finger just helps spread the product around a little bit. You can also use a brush or a blending sponge. It's entirely up to you. You can see a little goes a long way. You don't need very much of this product to do the color correcting work. I've actually applied a little bit too much green here, so it takes a lot of blending out to get it spread out, but I'd like the end result. Just a little bit less next time would be great. As you can see, a brush works really well to spread the product around and blends it out really nicely. As you can see, the color corrector did a lot of work to counterbalance the darkness under my eyes and the redness that's in my skin. So I really don't feel like I need a lot of other complexion makeup. I do want to apply a little bit to tone down any of the extra green or pink that might be there. But you could absolutely use a foundation or a BB cream all over everywhere. I'm just going to use a little bit of concealer under my eyes and then over my nose and chin to make sure none of the color corrector is showing and just to even everything out altogether. I like to use a concealer under my eyes that is a shade or maybe two lighter than my natural skin tone. This is about one shade lighter. And then I keep the bulk of the product on the inside corner and then gently blend it out to the outer edges. I like to keep it away from the lines and wrinkles that are on the outer edges of my eye. Today I'm using a concealer that matches my skin tone for my nose and my chin. This just helps overlay the color corrector, and I find even without color corrector, this concealer does a really nice job of evening out my skin tone. Blending it with a brush just gives it a really nice soft finished look. Once I'm done with my foundation and concealer, I like to go ahead and set it all before doing anything else. This prevents any of it from quickly seeping into lines or pores or anything like that. And I find it just helps blend everything a little bit more and just make everything look really even. So I go ahead and do that step now. I love this finishing powder because it's really finely milled. I'll put a link below, and it doesn't settle into any lines, pores, creases, anything like that. It's probably my favorite finishing powder ever. I use a really small brush for under my eyes, and then I will switch to a bigger fluffy brush for the rest of my complexion, just to make sure everything is set. Now that we've got everything evened out, let's go ahead and add some color back in. I'm going to go ahead and use a bronzer and a blush. I love cream products, especially for mature skin. They just sit really nicely on the skin. They don't look heavy or cakey, and they blend really nice. They also have kind of a natural radiance to them that doesn't look over the top, shimmery or metallic, but just looks like really natural, healthy skin and just gives your skin a really nice natural glow. This is my favorite bronzing color stick. I can also put the link below. It applies so easily. I like to tap the brush on the product and then onto my skin. You can apply it directly to your complexion, whatever works best for you. Same for the blush. I'm using a liquid blush here, but you can use a cream, whatever works for you, and same thing. I like to apply it not directly from the product itself and then just blend it out with a brush for a soft look. Said I was going to come back to my eyes later. Well, it's time to do that now. I'm going to add a little bit of eyeshadow as an eyeliner under my lower lash line. As you can see, I'm going into the second last color that we used, kind of the medium matte shade, and I'm using a dry angle brush. This just gives the eyeliner a really soft look, nothing too harsh. This is a really nice way to wear eyeliner if it's something that you're not used to wearing. I'm also going to go ahead and do my brows here. They've just been tinted, so they don't need much for color, but I do like to use a brow wax just to hold them in place. Brushing up and out when you apply it gives a nice lifted look. I'm going to go ahead and do my mascara. I love a tubing mascara, so that's what I'm going to use. But I feel like a special occasion is a great opportunity to use magnetic lashes or falsies if that's something that you really enjoy. And there are so many different varieties out there. You can get something that's really natural looking all the way up to something that's really full and just big and bold. You choose, but a special occasion is a great time to do that. I'm going to go ahead and use my tubing mascara. A tubing mascara works just the same as any other mascara as far as application goes. Work the wand into the base and wiggle a little bit and pull it up through your lashes for great coverage. Last up is lips. A special occasion is a great opportunity to wear any color of lip product that you want. You can go bright and bold, rock a red, or you can keep it soft and subtle if you want to counterbalance if you've done a little bit more with your eyes. It's entirely up to you. My best recommendation is to layer products for a longer wear. So start with a long wear lip pencil, apply lipstick over top, and then if you like the feel of a balm or a gloss over top of that, go ahead. But layering will help your products last longer. I like to line to the outer edge of my Cupid's bow and the middle of my lower lip, and then try and keep the line fairly even with my regular lip line for the rest of my lips, and then I just fill it in with the lip liner so that it sits under the lipstick or whatever other product I put over top and make it all long wearing. And that's it. As you can see, it's a little bit extra, maybe more than what you would do every day, but it's not over the top. So great for a special occasion, maybe not something that's full on glam, but for going out to dinner or a special event, it can be fun to just amp things up a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found the tips useful. Please hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you get notified anytime I do a video. You are also welcome to join me in our Beauty and Wellness Hub on Facebook. I will put the link below. It's a community group where we share all things health and wellness for women. And then, of course, I have a bi-weekly email as well. I will also put the link to that below. If you enjoy receiving tips, videos, things like that, all my exclusive content directly to your email inbox. Okay, you guys, thanks again for watching. Have a tremendous day. Bye for now.